showing yet? Let's turn that. There we go. Okay. I think I'm on. I think I'm live. Pew pew pew. Um, Happy Wednesday. Back from Knowledge in Vegas. My God, what a trip! It was crazy. I'm glad to be home. Let's put it that way. I got some new merch from the ServiceNow Knowledge Store. I like this hat, and someone out there in Vegas told me, like, I think I was at the MVP dinner on Monday night, and they're like, "You should wear the cap like that." And I'm like, "Well, it casts a shadow over my head, and it kind of looks funny if I get the angle wrong." And he was like, "No, no, no, you should wear the hat." So I'm wearing the hat. We'll see. Let's feature. I love this, Jerry. Jerry's ServiceNow platform tips. Happy Wednesday back to you, um, and to everyone. Yes, happy Wednesday, happy Hump Day, and happy cab meeting day. So while I was away, so the week that there should have been a ServiceNow store highlights episode last week when I was in Vegas. But what happened was when I crawled the store on the weekend that I left for Vegas, there were no updates. It was all new releases. It was like 62 new releases, this being one of them, Meeting Cab, which I still think is a funny name. Thus the graphic that you saw on the opener on the thumbnail. The two cabs are meeting. Get it? Taxis, cabs. Anyways, so this came out technically 2 weeks ago. And thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. Thank you. I don't get lots of feedback on my hat, so I appreciate that. Always good to see you in here too. So then last week I did the crawl and there were some updates. So I just folded everything into one episode and released it on Monday this week. ServiceNow store highlights. There was 80 new apps. Again, this being one of them, and there's a bunch of updates. Now, having said all that, it's Q2. We're expecting the May store release 2 for Yokohama any day now. I don't know if it's happening this week or next week or the week after, but it's going to happen soon, and there's going to be hundreds of apps. So just be ready for that. And yeah, let's talk about meeting cabs. So I put this, I attempted to put this in the PDI that I normally demo from. Oh, it's back up. Oh my gosh, it's been down for like 2 days, and it had like a red banner up here, and I couldn't click on this button. So nope, never mind. It's still down. This instance is unavailable. So that's the instance that I normally demo from. And the reason I'm pointing out to you, there's the red flag up top. Yep, so I'm still offline. This is my demo instance that I demo all the live streams from and a lot of my videos from. And the reason it went down is in order to do this particular application, excuse me, you need to be on Yokohama patch 3. So that's lesson number 1. If you want to use Meeting Cab, you need to be on Yokohama patch 3. That's the only thing it's compatible with. And so when I went to update that instance, that PDI, to Yokohama patch 3, let me fix something real quick. I just noticed this happened in the SSH episode 2. My window is too big. Oh, come on. Let me grab the window. Let me try this. I know someone just left a comment. I'll get there in a second. I just got to fix this. It's going to drive me nuts. Go away. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, if I pull that window down too much, it shows up weird in the video. Okay, what was the comment? It has the original ServiceNow logo. What is my hat? Is that the original ServiceNow logo? I can't really see it. And I have to take my headphones off and everything. But good to know if it's the original one. I had another one. I had this before Knowledge. I guess I should show my other one that I got. Let me see. Okay, this is the other one that I got at Knowledge. And the O's might be showing funny because of the green screen. So the video is trying to find any green in my video and put this image on there. So that might not be showing weird. But I got that hat and the hat that you see. Oh, my instance. Oh yeah, that is the original logo. Yeah. This one right here, the old service. I actually heard this called, Jerry, you were there. Jim called it the toilet seat logo, which I thought was hilarious. I never thought about that being a toilet seat, but now I can't unsee it. I can't unsee it now that he said that. So So that's that hat. We'll put that away. And then the other one I have is this one. The world works with ServiceNow. See how you can't see the green because of the green screen, but anyways. So this one I wore because I got compliments on it. So thank you. But yes, the old toilet seat logo. Jerry's laughing. Oh, Jerry, tell Justin that Justin said hi. Um, I hope he's still awake. I don't know what time it is there. 5 hours. It's like 1800. So 6 o'clock, maybe. Okay, let's go back to this. Okay, so first of all, you need to be on Yokohama patch 3 in order to do this. And then I still couldn't get it to work. So last night I was texting Allison because she's a big fan of Change Advisory Board. And I was telling her what the live stream topic was. And she was like, does it work? And I was like, well, I don't know yet. I'm still testing. So I couldn't get it to work until I went into my application manager. Justin says hi as well. Thank you, Justin. Good to hear you and see you as always. I'm glad we got to have a video chat last week. That was really cool with your dad. So, um, yeah, maybe one day, Justin, you can come out to Vegas for one of those conferences. Okay, so in here, I needed to update 2 applications. Now I'm trying to find my notes because I think it's important that you know what I did. Okay, so first of all, I'd installed Meeting Cab via just normal. Once I was upgraded to Yokohama Patch 3, I was able to search for Meeting Cab and find it. But the other 2 that I needed to update that weren't necessarily intuitive was this common UIB wrapper components. Notice it was up to date, or is up to date. It was not last night. So I needed to update that one. And then the other one was Service Operations Workspace ITSM application. And then when I updated this one, so these 2, now they're showing up together. When I updated these 2, I could see everything I needed to see for this new application. So you got 3 things. If you want to do this, you got 3 things you need to do that I recommend you do. Upgrade to Yokohama Patch 3 and cross your fingers that it doesn't crash your PDI like it did mine. My second PDI, it didn't crash, so it was okay there. And then do all your updates. I would say update these applications, but didn't you're in there, just do all your updates, get them done, because we're about to get 500 and some more updates with the Q2 store release. So just get them updated, just get it over with. That's my recommendation. Okay, so what does this replace and why am I so excited about it? It replaces the cab workbench. The cab workbench is kind of dated. You may have seen it before. At least it has the new ServiceNow logo up there at the top. By the way, random fact I learned at Knowledge in one of our brand. Ooh, is my Presentify not working? Let's try that again. Yeah, so I learned at Knowledge that this little guy, this O, actually has like a head inside the O. So in the contrast, in the negative space, there's a head, like a profile picture. And ServiceNow, the branding people called it a U emoji instead of an emoji, a U emoji. So it's like you are in the ServiceNow logo, which I thought was really neat. I hadn't really noticed that before, but I thought it was pretty cool. So random fact there from Knowledge. But let's go back to an old cab meeting so you can see what this looked like. I have this granola that I'm munching on, and it gets stuck in my throat, so I won't eat any more of it during the live stream. Not good. Okay, so there's a meeting cab or a cab meeting for Kristen, who's one of our demo people, and then you open it up and you can essentially manage the cab meeting, right? So you can run your cab meeting from this interface, pull up an agenda item, view the change request. You can make notes, so you can have someone designated to actually take notes for the meeting. You can see all the attendees. If you're using conferencing, you can see the conference info. And then other people who are attending CAB can pull up this same page. You don't have to be sharing your screen like I am. They can just all navigate to the same page and attend the CAB meeting. It's really, really, really neat and often underused application. I love it. Well, now ServiceNow with this new application called Meeting Cab instead of Cab Workbench, Meeting Cab, move this into the next experience and in particular into Service Operations Workspace. It is different from the Cab Workbench, Jerry. So it is replacing the Cab Workbench. All that old legacy UI stuff they've been kind of moving into the next experience. So what I'm going to show you today is the replacement. They haven't announced that. They haven't said it's deprecated, but I'm pretty used to seeing these things come through. And so as soon as I saw this, I was like, yes, we finally got Cab Workbench in the Service Operations Workspace. So unofficially, the answer is yes. Fortunately, I don't work for ServiceNow, so I can say that unofficially. So let's take a look at it. Let's go actually look at it. There's some couple of things that I think are fun and neat, but the way to get there, let me actually impersonate Kristen Mitchell. I did notice in my instance, shout out to Chuck Tomasi, that the uh, Change Managers group has these three users: Change Manager, Kristen Mitchell, and Chuck Tomasi. I didn't know Chuck Tomasi was in my instance, so I think that's pretty cool. I'm a fan of Chuck Tomasi. So we'll impersonate Kristen, who is the cab manager, and we'll navigate over. I don't know if it's a she or a him. I'm assuming it's a she. There's no pronouns in the demo data. So this is the Service Operations Workspace. Hopefully that looks familiar. You've seen that before. And what's new now, once you have this application installed, after you've upgraded to Yokohama and you've updated all the apps that need to be updated, if you go to your list menu here in the upper left, the little three lines in your workspace, and open up, you'll see some new sections for Change Advisory Board right here in the center. Change Advisory Board. So you got my cab definitions, all cab definitions, my upcoming cab meetings, and all cab meetings. And so what we're going to do today, Joe's here. What's up, Joe? Good to see you. Been enjoying texting with you this morning. I forgot to even mention that the live stream was on cab. So welcome. Glad to have you. So we have these different definitions here. And so that means one, the change manager can pretty much do everything in Service Operations Workspace now. They can create change requests, they can view change requests, and they can create their cab meeting definitions, and they can run their cab meetings from Service Operations Workspace. And it's going to look very similar to what you just saw in the old cab workbench that we were just looking at. So for those that just arrived, cab workbench, past, cab meeting cab, new application, future. And it's inside Service Operations Workspace. So let's go ahead and open up a cab definition. I think she has a network cab, yes. So she has a network cab. And I'm going to cover this as like if you've never seen the cab meeting functionality before, because we have an entire hour to fill, and I wouldn't fill the whole hour just showing the new interface. It is in the change management cab. That's interesting. The cab work. Why would she create her cab meeting inside of an application scope? That is weird, but we'll change scope. Change management cab workbench. Interesting. Okay, so we got the fields now. So you got a name for your cab. You have the cab manager. This is the person who's going to run it. The delegates are people who might be in there. Back in my day, when I was running cab meetings, I had an assistant in addition to me actually facilitating the cab meeting, assistant who was sitting there taking notes of everything and doing the approvals. So rather than trying up the cab manager during the cab meeting trying to do approvals, she would actually take care of not just the notes, but she would also take care of making sure everybody was in attendance, because we had a forced attendance rule, and that we're taking notes. So your delegates can actually take notes. Your board members are obviously that's a new field. I don't remember board members, but I'm assuming that's your change board, right? The people who can do the approvals would be in your groups and your board members. Rolling meeting window looks like 84. It's an odd number. It is in its own application. It is a normal cab, not an emergency cab, so you can have both. You can set the time zone, you can set the location. This one's active, and then you can include your conference details if you have a dial-in phone or bridge for people to access, so you can put all that in there. This is demo data, so don't bother calling in. And then you can manage the agenda. And what that means is you can set the conditions for what change requests show up on that cab agenda. And so you can require a lead time for notifications. You can specify the time that each agenda item gets. In this case, they set it to 10 minutes. You can use some filter criteria to drive the filtering, and you can set it to automatically add change requests. So think about your change lifecycle there, a normal change. If it comes in and it goes through whatever your change process is, in the past for me, it was you create the change request, you get a peer review on the change request, it goes to your manager for approval, and then it hits the cab. And cab does their ceremonies, and then if cab approves, then it gets the cab approval. That's the way I was used to it being done. So You can set that criteria if you wanted to change the conditions for which it finds deferred change requests. So notice in this one, she's added to filter changes by showing only the normal and emergency ones, and that have a risk of one high or moderate, and that are categorized as network, because this is the network cab meeting, right? So that's how you set that up and configure it. And if you're successful, you should see a scheduled entry, related schedules, and cab meetings. And I was expecting a list of cab. Um, uh, Actually, that will be in the cab meeting. Sorry, I was expecting a list of change requests, but that'll be in the cab meeting record. So we're in a cab definition record, not the actual cab change advisor board meeting record. We can refresh this, save it, copy the URL, or delete it if interesting. You actually can delete it. So that's a cab definition. We're not going to save any changes here. Once that's defined, then you would that would build up your cab meetings. So let's take a look at all the cab meetings based on that cab definition. And these are instantiations of an actual cab meeting, and that's where we're actually going to see the change requests that are in a particular cab meeting. When we go to related records, there's the agenda items for this particular cab meeting. So that's what I was looking for. And the attendees, you can see the attendees. There is a preference to turn this thing off. Let's see if I can find it. I haven't done it in a minute. I did a video on this because it bugged me so much that the stupid attachment thing defaults to open. And let's see if I can remember where it is with the form. Always show. I think it was accessibility. Replace, enable, show buttons, enable keyboard, reduce motion, workspace. Show the sidebar. Okay, so you turn that off. Notice behind me, see how it's opening it and closing it? So I'm just going to turn that off. I'm in a new instance and I didn't have that set, especially for Kristen because I hadn't impersonated before. So now that attachment window will stop opening. So here's my cab meeting record. So I've got the name of it, the manager, the delegates, the board groups, the board members, all that's coming from the cab definition. But we have some state management now that it is an actual cab meeting. So I'm just looking to make sure there's no comments. Yeah, I didn't miss anything. So there's an actual state for that, then the start time, the end time, and then the definition that it came from, and then the locations also coming from that definition. But notice if you needed to modify it for a one-off, like maybe Eric Schroeder and Fred Luddy aren't available, so we're going to put Chuck Tomasi in as our delegate for this particular cab meeting. So you can change it on the fly. You're not stuck with what's in the cab definition. Then there's your meeting notes that it has to be a delegate or the cab manager. This one right here in order to access or to change, modify, right, to those meeting notes. But everybody can see the meeting notes because that could be your source of record for that particular meeting. Here's the agenda management, which we kind of saw a preview of in the cab definition. But again, you can come into this particular cab meeting and maybe you need to change the filters because the engineering cab is merged with the network cab for one particular week. I don't know, whatever your conditions are. So you can change what those conditions are for this particular cab meeting without altering or affecting the definition. And then lastly, there is your conference information for the cab meeting. And then we already showed this, but the agenda items and the attendees for that particular cab meeting instance. So we got all that set. So your cab manager can do all that in Service Operations Workspace. And if you haven't noticed it already, look at this, open in cab workbench. So here we get into some like terminology stuff. I showed you cab workbench here. This is the old cab workbench. The new one's going to look very similar, but they deliberately named this app meeting cab. So I was expecting this to say open in meeting cab or have a taxi for me to click on. And they call it a cab workbench. So we'll roll with it. We'll open it up. It opens a new sub tab underneath that network cab meeting. And I have my full interface that replaces the old cab workbench. So laid out a little bit differently, fills the entire screen, and has some meeting information on the right-hand side instead of showing up under meeting notes and conference information like it was there in the old cab workbench. So I actually like the new one. To answer Allison's question, yes, I think this is perfectly usable, and you can use this to replace the old cab workbench. We're on the current agenda item, and actually I didn't see this last night, so looks like we can pause the cab meeting, end the cab meeting, or make an approval decision. You know what I might do after we get done kind of walking through this? I might just create a current cab meeting and actually do the cab meeting. rather than trying to do this old cab meeting from January 14th of 2025. But let's keep looking. So we've got the current agenda item, which is what's showing in the middle. And then we've got the up next agenda items, all have 10 minutes each assigned. We can also see anything that's been deferred. Like when we were running cabs, sometimes a person was, running an issue, an incident or something, they couldn't show up. So we would defer the agenda item until they showed up to the meeting. And then you can see all the agenda items with the filter for my agenda items and completed agenda items. So I like these little filters over here. This button wasn't showing up before, so we can make an approval decision, approve or reject, and put the notes in there. Again, when I did this in the past, I had the delegate do this for me so that I could just move on to the next agenda item, because agenda items for CAB usually was pretty substantial, and we'd always run out of time, so I was always trying to move quickly through those. But I think it's neat that you can do that here. We can see some basic information about the change request, the description, some work notes and comments we could put on there. We can see a little activity there. But this is where it gets a little funny. If you click on the change request to view it, it does pull up in Service Operations Workspace, which I love. It has the overview information, which I hate. So I go to the details because I'm a change manager. I don't need to see the overview. I just need to go straight to the details. So product team, if you could help me fix that. These overview pages are nice when you're new, but they're kind of not helpful once you know what you're doing. I can see the entire change request. Great. But what I thought was funny is behind my head here, we'll move my head out of the way. There was, where was it? Is it, let me just open up here. Record information. Oh, yeah. Record information. So we have all that stuff. The cab meeting. So I just came from the cab meeting, right? I was in the cab workbench here, and I opened the change request here. And if I click go to the cab meeting, you're going to love this. It opens a new tab and goes to the old cab workbench. I think that's hilarious. It's like they just forgot that showing the cab record in the workspace, they needed to update that link to go to the new cab workbench. But maybe they can't because not everybody will have the new cab workbench until they make it like a standard included application like cab workbench is. I don't know what the deal is there, but I think it's funny that if you start from the cab meeting, go to the change request, and then click go to the cab meeting, it takes you out to the old one. But anyways, so you can view the change request, hop back to your change meeting, and carry on with the change meeting. So that's it. That's the new meeting cab in the Service Operations Workspace. So let's actually make our own now. We will get out of this old cab meeting from January 14th, and we will create our own network cab. I think we can create any cab meeting. It doesn't have to be network cab. So let's go back to definitions, and let's call this the all-inclusive cab, or inclusive cab. We're going to include everybody. Joe asks, do they fix that or create a button on the old cab workspace to go to the new one? I don't know. There's no button on the old workspace, so I don't know, Joe. If I had known this last week, I would have hunted down somebody and said, "Hey, what WTF? why does it go to the old one?" But I don't know. It is funny. So we're gonna call this one inclusive cab. We'll set Kristen as the cab manager. We'll put the delegates. Let's pick on Abraham Lincoln. Oh, he's not a change manager. Let's do Chuck Tomasi again, and then let's do our change manager. I know they have access. And then I don't care about the board members or the board groups or the rolling window. That's set to 90. I don't care. We'll do a normal one. We'll set the time zone to Eastern because that's where I am, US Eastern. And the location, let's pick somewhere nearby. Conyers, Georgia. I'm in North Carolina, but Georgia is closer than everywhere else. Conference details, no dial-in for this cab. In-person presence required, right? Gonna be a tough, old, stodgy people. The agenda notification lead time, we'll set it to 5. I don't know if that's hours or minutes or days. I don't actually know. Time per agenda item, we'll do 10 minutes per agenda item. And we will set the conditions. So I'm gonna do where the state, not the state, the state is, I think it's review. I think it's review or authorize. Scheduled, new, assess, authorize. I think it's authorize. And that's it. Actually, I don't want to filter by network or anything, so let's just set that. I hope I have change requests. And we won't complete the pre-approved changes, and we will auto add agenda decisions. Sure, I don't know what that means. Let's save this. Cab definition. There are no schedule entries in the schedule. Create entries to complete the schedule. What do they mean? Scheduled entries. Okay. New. Oh, this is the schedule. Like, we're gonna set it up to cab meets every week or every 2 weeks, whatever it is. Oh my goodness. Okay. It takes you to the legacy UI to create the schedule. I love it. Inclusive cab schedule. At least they're trying to hide that it's the old UI. Like, you can see the what I call it, the header and footer all got removed. So we're kind of like, where are we? Okay, let's do this. Is going to be a meeting, and we're going to show is busy, and we're going to do, hey, let's do it today from 4 to 5, and it repeats every weekly, every week on Wednesday, and we will repeat that until the end of the year. December 31st is on a Wednesday. If you didn't know it, you heard it here first. Okay, so we got our cab meeting schedule entry record. Let's hit submit and see if it takes us back to the workspace. Yes. Okay, that's not so bad. I don't know why they couldn't open the form in the workspace. But anyways, so now we've got one scheduled entry. So let's go ahead and refresh the cab meetings. And now I have 13 cab meetings based on that schedule. So there we had to hit that refresh cab meetings in order to create those. And now I should be able to go back to my list and see those cab meetings under all cab meetings. Actually, it should be my upcoming cab meetings as I put them as Kristen. And we want the one for today. Today is the 14th. There it is, inclusive cab. And let's see if we have any cab records. No. So let's go ahead and let's add some records. Okay, so we're just manually associating some records with this cab meeting, which is fine. We'll do this rollback version, and we'll keep it 100. Save. And let's add one more. So we'll have 2 agenda items on our agenda for the one we're creating from scratch. We'll do this change VLAN on a Cisco switch port. Save. Cab daytime is read-only for change requests in a closed state. Okay, we can't use closed changes. Duh, Justin. Filter state is authorized. Okay. A failed RAID controller card needs to be replaced on Pasora 1. Yes, let's do that. Save. Okay, now I should have 2 agenda items. We'll refresh. Once the agenda items have been refreshed, would you like me to send meeting invites to any new or updated attendees? No, I don't. Save. Okay, I think we're good. So we got our cab meeting set up. I've got 2 agenda items in there. Now let's hit the fast forward button and pretend it is 4 p.m. Or wait, what time did I say it was? 1 p.m. Oh, we're doing it now in the live stream. It's 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern. That's fine. That was my intention anyways. So let's go ahead and open Cab Workbench, and I got everything in there. So now what I want to do, I want to show you what this looks like from somebody else's perspective. And in order to do that, I need my admin URL, not my admin URL, my admin password. So I'm on my other screen, so bear with me for just a second. Let's see, where is, not LinkedIn, loading, maintenance, meeting cab, there we go. And let's go, oh, it's actually right here. There we go. Pulled it over without you seeing. Where is my password? Manage instance password. There it is. Okay. Copy URL. So I'm going to pull up a new tab here in, I actually need that password too. So let's minimize this. I'm going to use my YouTube streaming window to open up a new window. And the goal here is going to be to come in as a cab attendee so we can get a sense of what it looks like as the cab manager in the new workspace experience and what it looks like as an attendee in the new workspace experience. I don't know why it's taking so long to load, but while it does, let us turn that off. And okay, I don't know what's taking so long. Let's turn my bookmarks off. Why are my bookmarks going away? View. Is the whole tab stuck? Literally is just sitting there. I don't know what's going on. Okay, finally it's responding. And we will log in as the admin for this PDI, and now I gotta go find the password again. Here we go. Are your passwords all dots too? Sorry, bad joke. It's like a tech dad joke. Okay, I gotta put in our authenticator information. Make sure it didn't email me that. So here's my phone. And we will do, this is 802, 802, nope, just changed. 907-531. Okay, now we're in. So let's impersonate, I think who was on the agenda? It was Bo Ruggery, I think I saw. ITIL user, and who's on this one? David Liu. All right, let's do David Liu. We'll log in as David Liu. Impersonate. If those of you are new watching and you've not, really seen ServiceNow before, the platform includes the capability to impersonate other users so you can see what their experience is like. And that's exactly what I want to show you, what all the experiences are like for this new cab workbench inside Service Operations Workspace. So David Liu has access to all the cab meetings, it looks like. And let's find the one for today, 5:14 at 1 p.m. And we will open the cab workbench. You can see that Kristen's there, so we have some presence, visibility on the record itself. We'll open the cab meeting. Now notice he doesn't have like some of the options that she has. And let's do a side-by-side on this one, even though it's going to ruin the view. So there's the left-hand side, and then there, the left-hand side, right-hand side is David, left-hand side is Kristen. And now I'm realizing, does she not? Yeah, she has the start meeting button. He does not have the start meeting button. So we're on the first one. We'll go ahead and start the meeting. I'll scroll over here and hit start meeting. Let's pay attention to what happens for David over here. It should like instantly change his experience a little bit. So let's just go ahead and start it. Okay, yeah, it did. That changed the timer for him. And now let's say you're Kristen and you're running the cab meeting and you want to move to this one. It should move his as well. Let's hit this change request, or let's pause this one and then start this one, or to go to the next item. There we go. Okay, so see how Kristen's in control of the cab meeting and agenda item here, and she just moved to the next item and it changed the view for David on the right hand side. So he's able to kind of follow along with what's going on. Now let's also pretend like we're a good cab manager and make some meeting notes. And let's look at that from Kristen's perspective, but we'll also look at it from David's. So notice David can't type. He can't change anything. It's read only for him. There is a WYSIWYG editor. Let's see if we can make this bigger. Yeah, so she's got full capabilities to kind of make the notes look as pretty as she wants. These are the cab notes and the official record of our cab meeting. I can't spell official apparently. And then notice we've got a save button and an email meeting notes to attendees button. Let's not mess with that one since we can't email out of PDI, but let's go ahead and hit save. And now it updated David's view of the meeting notes over here. So he saw the meeting notes she put in. Pretty cool. I think it's pretty neat. I think it totally replaces the old cab workbench. Let's see. David was out of order, but reined himself in eventually. And save that. I just wanted to show like that formatting stuff actually showing up nice for everybody. Let's go ahead and make this bold and italic and underline. Meeting adjourned, even though it's not adjourned yet, because I'm actually going to approve one of these. I'll hit save. Okay, so we've established that left-hand side cab manager, right-hand side cab attendee, they're seeing everything that's going on with the meeting. But let's go ahead now. We pretend we reviewed this failed radio controller card, and I'm going to go ahead and make an approval decision. We'll hit approve and put our notes in. Best damn change request I've seen all day long, and hit submit. Your approval decision has been successfully submitted. We can see the state change for David on the right-hand side to scheduled, and on the left-hand side, so it's all scheduled, and we're ready to go on that change. So we can go to the next agenda item, which is the rollback Oracle version, and notice we have the rollback Oracle version over here. I am noticing that David seems to have permission to make an approval decision, so he must have the right role change manager in order to do that, even though he's not running this meeting. But yeah, I think that's pretty neat. I'm actually I'm quite pleased with what I'm seeing. Not that ServiceNow cares what I think, but I think they did a good job at replacing that functionality. Let's fix my window here again. Stop it. Go away. Oh, come on. All right, so I know out there you have questions or comments, so let's hear it. What do you guys think? Are you going to recommend that your teams use this? Are you guys using the old cab workbench? And you're glad to know that there's a replacement now. But let me know what you think. Put your comments in the comments. Whether you're on YouTube or LinkedIn, I don't see anything on the LinkedIn comment feed except for Michael, your comment earlier. We got that one there. But yeah, I'm actually quite pleased with Cab Meeting or Meeting Cab. Let's see if I missed anything. Oh, you're welcome, Jerry. Glad you were able to make it to this one. Let's see if I missed anything. Change advisory board, cab workspace, pre-cab and real-time cab collaboration. Yeah, I'm glad there's a replacement too. Some of that stuff was getting pretty long in the tooth. That's an expression to say it was getting old. I don't know if that carries over to UK, long in the tooth, but yeah, it was getting pretty dated looking. So Joe's team is using the old one. So glad to see more in SOW, making it easier for adoption across the support teams. Yeah, I heard a lot out at Knowledge that people were struggling with adopting workspaces, which came as a surprise to me. I'm a huge fan of workspaces. There are some issues, but overall, like, I mean, I work from a workspace like all the time, so I was surprised to actually see that. Jerry says he's going to recommend it to his change manager. That's a good idea, Jerry. I'm sure your change manager would be happy to see that there's some new functionality, and I hope that change manager was using the old one because it's actually a pretty cool way to run a cab meeting. Let's see, cab workspace, pre-cab and real-time cab collaboration, which we showed. Approve changes directly from the workspace. Create and maintain. Oh, look, they're calling it the cab workspace. So that's 3 names now: meeting cab, cab workbench, and cab workspace. Come on, ServiceNow. Stick with one name. Create and maintain cab definitions from Service Operations Workspace, and review, set the agenda, and schedule upcoming cab meetings. From there, the links and documents, this takes you out to the documentation site, and they've kind of merged it into the change documentation inside Service Operations Workspace. Not sure what's going on with the documentation. Let's try clicking on that again. I'm not logged in. I don't know why it's trying to log me in. Okay, so once you click on that link, they are not, as there were customizations that broke the cab workbench. Shame on them for breaking the cab workbench. Yes, no customizations. Stay out of the box. I've been asked if we can customize cab workbench, just like I have been asked if you remember the old project workspace that kind of has that same UI look and feel. And I would tell customers like, no, Like, do you like? Why do you need to customize this? It's it's built out, it's working. There shouldn't need to be any changes here. Can't you just change your process to match this? Like, we can change forms, we can change list views, we can even change the state model for your change requests, or the workflow associated with it. But these UIs, these really nice UIs, I guess for this new cab workbench, you could get into UI Builder, but why? Why would you want to do it? Sorry, Jerry, that they customize your instance. So, like I was saying, if you click on the documentation here, the new pieces of documentation are the create a change advisory board cab definition, which walks through what we just did live, creating a cab meeting, which walks through what we just did live, but it's all documented there, adding an agenda item, managing the attendees for a cab meeting, and then conducting the actual meeting in the cab workbench. Okay, so now they're back to um, cab meeting in the cab workbench in the cab workspace. But that walks through what we just did in the Service Operations Workspace, aka CAB Workbench Workspace. So that's the documentation from the App Store. This is the first version. Like, as soon as I saw this, I hopped on it. So it's only available for Yokohama Patch 3. There are no other versions. It came out on May the 1st, so 13 days ago. And I was glad I was able to share it with you guys on the live stream. Let me know. Are there any questions? Anything? Any other comments or anything else you want to see while I got this up and running? Let's check on my failed PDI. Still down. I'm curious, is anybody else's PDIs down, or is it just a Justin thing? This PDI, the reason I use it for demos is it has the Demo Hub app, which is a ServiceNow app for partners and themselves. They use it to actually do demos from. And I like to demo in that because it's usually configured and set up how ServiceNow wants to present it, versus kind of like leaving it up to me to position the product correctly. But that's fine. I went ahead and did it in my workspace or my other PDI. But yeah, I'm gonna stick around. I got this live stream until the top of the hour, so let me play some music, which I thought was playing. Oh, I didn't hit the live button. There we go. This is called Subway by Dan Hennig. It's one of the places where I download copyright-free music. Only 2 minutes long, but it's gonna get old listening to that. But let's see. One of the things I did look for. Let me get out of Kristen's thing. So there's a configuration page or workspace. I guess it's a workspace for Service Operations Workspace. So when I couldn't get it to work the first time, I came in here before I updated any of the apps that I told you about at the beginning. I came in here thinking, well, maybe there's something I need to turn on for this to actually work. You don't need to turn it on. Let's just turn this down just a little bit. So if you go to the change management section, you can configure the change adoption and your change models and your change approval policies. These are really just links to configuration areas within the platform. So you can do everything there, but you can't really do anything with the cab workbench here. So there's no properties that I could find, no settings, and no details to do in the Service Operations Workspace Admin Center, is what this is called. So if you were curious about whether that was here, it is not. Maybe in a future version, there'll be some settings in there, but not right now. In fact, since I do have extra time, let's go into UI Builder, because all good things happen when you don't plan on going into UI Builder and you do it anyways. Thanks, Jerry. Jerry's ServiceNow platform tips. What's that abbreviation? JSPT? I like it. Jerry, so we can plug it. Is that an actual channel? Are you producing content on that channel, and that people should check it out? Should they leave? Should they go look at it and get some tips? I'm happy to support others. Let's see. Stop the guided tour. Yes. Update to the latest version of UI Builder. We won't do that right now. Let's just get to Service Operations Workspace, which is going to be under Experiences, and probably towards the end here. There it is. So the Admin Center is its own workspace. I thought it was. Its own experience, I guess they call it. Oh my god, I need the tours. Okay, I think the song started over. Alright, so we've got, let's see, landing page, coverage for Teams calendar, cancel change requests. Let's see, I don't see cab. Did you guys see cab? Oh, there's cab meeting right here. Okay, let's go check out cab meeting. Oh my god, with the tours already. I'm gonna have to change scope. Nope, I'm in the right scope. It already has a meeting ID. Perfect. Did you know you can tell for different form factors? Okay, thank you. We set the test values for you. Okay, thank you. Okay, so that is Jerry's channel, and he will be posting more content. So check out, go to YouTube, go to Jerry's ServiceNow platform tips. In fact, Jerry, we're going to do it together. YouTube.com/Jerry's ServiceNow platform tips. Look at that. First result. There's Jerry, everybody. I met Jerry in Vegas. I got to sit next to him during my labs. And oh, actually, Jerry, we should plug. So Jerry brought me some snacks from the UK. It was like some chips, candy bar maybe or two, and some cookies. And so I didn't eat them while I was in Vegas, and we're saving them. Jerry and I are going to do a video or a live stream. I don't think we decided what, next week, next Friday. And I'm gonna we're gonna talk about ServiceNow, and I'm gonna eat the snacks and react to them, so you can get my initial reaction to them. So this is that Jerry that you're seeing on the screen. This is his channel. He's got about 11 videos, and yeah, Jerry, we need some content. 2 months ago was your latest video, so let's get some content out there. I like it though. I like the thumbnails too, and I like that you have the little the heading on top. I haven't had time to get to mine. And create that. So, but Jerry's a good guy. He's smart, and his son Justin's pretty cool because he's got a cool name. Yeah, so I know, Jerry, you were doing some live streams there on the weekends, and I missed the one that I knew about, so that's probably this one right here. I can actually go to live. Oh, here we got ServiceNow Rising Stars, Creator Studio, and Discover ServiceNow with Jerry. So pretty cool. So that's Jerry's channel. What was I doing? Let's come back to UI Builder. See what we see. Let me kill this music. That's the one that has voices. So the cab meeting does not exist. Oh, it pulled a test value for something that doesn't. Okay, let's go get a value for the cab meeting. Oh, it's on the. You have 2 channels, Jerry? Good gosh. I only have the 1 channel. Look at you rocking 2 channels. Should I search for your name, Jerry Long? YouTube. Let's just do YouTube Jerry Long. Yes. Okay. Is that you? No, that's not you, is it? I don't think so. Learn IT? Is this right? Oh, got ads. Which is now Exchange 360 that I collaborate with. Okay. So it's not Learn IT. That's right. That's the other guy's channel. No. Okay, that's not your channel. I haven't seen you play the piano yet, so I didn't think that was your channel. But it'd be cool if you did. Different application scope. This page is in change management for Service Operations Workspace. So let's go ahead. Change management for Service Operations Workspace. Get in the right application scope so we can actually see things. And then I need to get a valid meeting ID. So let's go back to SOW. Let's go to here. Let's grab a meeting. I made some personal lists when I was trying to figure out where the heck the meeting was. Where was that 514 meeting? Can I copy the SysID? Yes, sweet. So if you didn't know that, when you're in a workspace looking at a record, you can hit this little 3 drop downs, the vertical ellipsis, I guess I should call it, and then the copy SysID or show XML, kind of like you did in the old UI. You can do that within a workspace, which I think is pretty cool. So let's go here and let's change this test value to the 514 agenda and apply. And now we should actually see, yes, there's our CAB meeting actually showing up in UI Builder. That's the one thing in UI Builder I know how to do really, really well, is to put in my test data so I can actually see something on the floor. I probably spent, I kid you not, like probably 2 to 3 hours. I remember when I first got in UI Builder, I'm like, why is nothing showing up? I don't understand. And then I watched a Brad Tilton video or something, and they were talking about these parameter test values. And God, that saved me so much time. So I'm really good at doing that. I'm not so good at doing much else in here other than exploring and looking. So let's check out the CAB meeting. That's an actual, what is this? Container? Is it just a container? So they must be putting something in the container. Yeah, there must be more going on than just, because I don't see any of the configuration. Like this is like a viewport or something. Move CAB meeting, navigate to different layer, more. I can add and remove stuff there. So there must be some other place. Let's go look for CAB meetings. Let's hop back out to the experiences. Let's say, okay, there's CAB meeting default. Let's look for something else. On call. Boy, Service Operations Workspace has gotten a lot more stuff in it than the last time I was in here. Sorry, Jerry, left your comment up there too long. Shift detail, simple list, SOW form, Teams. Yeah, I haven't done Teams integration with the Workspace. That would be fun. Would be like a good live stream. So I don't see anything other than what we just saw, the CAB meeting. So I don't know how that's coming in there. This is where I get stuck in UI Builder. Like I'll see something and be like, that's not what I was expecting, and I don't know where to go now. And if you're new to ServiceNow and you're like trying to find your niche or a specialty, go learn UI Builder. There's so much of us that don't know UI Builder, and like we can use people that know UI Builder and that can explain UI Builder. I'd love to be that person. I just haven't had the time to figure it out. Change overview viewport SNC, change overview stepper, change conflict. Let's change overview viewport. Maybe that's from November 2023, so that can't be it. So there's this CAB meeting. That's from February 2025. That's the only page. All right, so let's go back in there. I'm not on the latest version of UI Builder, so maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe, of course, it goes back to the old test value that doesn't exist. I wonder how to get a value that doesn't exist. Okay, so I'm back to my CAB meeting. I still don't know what the dots are. Let's go to components. Is there a CAB meeting component? Ooh, there is. So there's, oh no, there's a CAB meeting notes component. Let's go down to change. Nothing around change. See, I don't know how they did this, but oh well. I can't click on any of this stuff. Navigate to a different layer of contents. That's the body. Yep, this went exactly how I thought it was going to. This is most of my experiences in UI Builder. I want to find out more and learn more, and I get stuck. So there's some client scripts in here, but that's for creating, opening a list and opening a record. Yeah. So mystery component. I don't know how it's actually working, but I hope you found the live stream helpful. I'm excited about this new application, and I will probably make a video for it instead of a long live stream. So let's see, what else? Let's wrap up. So with the exception of the Week of Knowledge and a couple other exceptions, I'm here every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. UTC, which is we're for live demos every week. I've got the ServiceNow store highlights every Monday or Tuesday if I'm running behind. That comes out every week, and then hopefully I start cranking out some more content. This week I have Jay Spenson and Ty Roach and myself sat down on Thursday afternoon, the last day of knowledge, right in front of the big expo circle thing, and we recorded our thoughts on the knowledge conference, what was said, all that stuff. So that video will hopefully be coming out today or tomorrow. The editing is a bit heavy on that one because we were mic'd, and we had two mics going. We weren't sharing one mic, and unfortunately, the other one mic would pick up the audio from the other mic. And so when I was editing it, it's like an echoey thing. So I'm having to go in and like silence one mic when one person's talking, and then unsilence it when they're talking, and silence the other mic, and it just takes a long time to edit. So I was hoping to have that out sooner. I'm sure Jason and Ty are wondering like, what's taking him so long? But that'll be coming out here soon, and then hopefully, I haven't decided on next week's live stream topic. So if you have ideas, you have a request, feel free to leave it in the comments. I can't make any promises, but I'm always interested in seeing and reading what you guys are interested in. And that's pretty much it. On the video that I'm going to play as soon as I wrap up, there's a QR code. On that QR code, if you scan it with your phone, it will take you to like a link tree kind of thing. And you'll see all my social media, including LinkedIn, YouTube, where I'm posting actively, Instagram, what is it, Threads, and TikTok. I'm not active at the moment because I just had to scale back. I wasn't, able to continue to do that, but I'm actually working on maybe getting some help. I don't know yet if that'll happen, but if I do, we might see some more productivity from me. But yeah, so that QR code will take you to all my stuff, and that's it. My sign off is don't forget to always be learning, and I really mean that. Try to push yourself, try to learn some new stuff, and if you're me, once I learn it, I try to share it back to you guys, and I hope that you find that helpful. If you did, please like, please subscribe, or share my videos or the channel with other people that you think might find this content helpful. And for that, I will sign off and say thanks, everybody. It's been a fun live stream. Go move your cab to the new user interface and get to cabbing with Meeting Cab application. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk soon. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll cue the video.
Joe.